What's up, everybody? Y'all come on in. Got a good one for y'all today. What's up, Tasha? Y'all come on in. Y'all come on in. Y'all come on in. Y'all come on in. We will soon get started. Y'all come on in. Come on in. I give people a little extra time because I know the topic. So yeah, let me get a little bit more of this group share. We'll be ready to go. Y'all come on in. Yeah, come on in. It's what we got going for you today. This DC and Marvel. There it is. There they go. Them superheroes. Them superheroes. What's up, Camlish? We'll give him another minute and we'll get started. All right. How about we get it in? They'll come in when they get it in. You know what I'm saying? Now, today I got a little special topic for you. I want to give y'all as much time as possible before I get started on this one, but I don't want to waste your time either. So, let us get started. Now, today's topic is on a very, and I do mean very, popular subject. DC and Marvel. And I'm going to decode them today. Now, where does the idea of comic books come from? They come from mythology. What is mythology? Mythology is taking the primordial forces of creation and embedding them embedding those metaphysical energies into a story as to where it feeds and excites your imagination. So all throughout your life, when you're going through the struggles, you can tap into these mythological stories to gain strength and inspiration. You see what I'm saying? So that's where comics come from. And of course, yeah, I can get this book here. Slide that back a little bit. Mythology is a word is a compendium of all the world mythologies. And it said chief consultant is by Dr. Alice Mills. Let me see here. Who is it by? Yeah, I can get a copy of it. But you usually can find it at Barnes and Noble. Yeah, just that. Dr. Alice Mills Mythology, Myths, Legends, and Fantasy. What's up, Sherry? So y'all can check this out. This is where all your stories in existence, right now, even the holy text, like the Bible, so-called holy text, like the Bible, the Quran, and all of that comes from these right here. These were the original Bibles right here, the original stories that everybody drew from to gain their strength and inspiration, to feed the right hemisphere or the right side of your pineal gland. You see what I'm saying? So, back to this. Now, where did mythology start? Mythology started in the ancient societies with hieroglyphs, those picture images that y'all have seen on so many occasions. It was these images that they would be perceiving with their minds, and they would use what? Telepathy. Telepathy is the ability to not only communicate your thoughts to a person, but you can communicate imagery to a person. So they would see these sceneries and their perceptions all around the world, and they would go and they would we would write it down, but they would draw it out. You see what I'm saying? We wrote it down, these beings here were natural artists, so they would draw it out. So say, for example, if you seen a hieroglyph of a sun with ocean waves, then you know this person had to be on the beach or a boat looking at the sunset with looking at the scenery of the sunset with the ocean on the bottom. You see what I'm saying? So that's how you read hieroglyphs. It's a storyline. And what is this storyline about? This storyline, all these hieroglyphs that you see are stories of you. And they're telling how you, as the living, breathing Jedi at this time, is the one who is going to have all these experiences. That's what those stories are about on the walls of ancient Kemet / Egypt, on the walls of ancient Samaria, the ziggurats, on the walls of ancient America, Olmecs, Tita, and all over the rest of the world, ancient Asia, ancient India, Philippines, yeah, Australia. You can go anywhere, and you're gonna find pyramids with these stories in here. You see what I'm saying? Even in Europe, see what I'm saying? Stonehenge. You see what I'm saying? You're gonna always find these hieroglyphs, and that's why they spoke in hieroglyphs. They spoke in artistry of what they were perceived. They spoke in perception. They didn't speak in the written word because they weren't using the written word for real. They were using their minds, their imagery. And in imagery, you perceive it as a holistic image, and you draw it out instead of writing it down. And when they walked up to this person and asked them what their experience was like, they would show them these hieroglyphs. And these persons could project their image, project their consciousness into the image and see what they seen. Or if they was there with them, they could project the image of this scenery into the other person's mind, and the other person send their perception of it into their mind. And they both, because each person has their own perception. You see what I'm saying? Each person has their own perception. So one person can learn from another person's perception of what they seeing, whereas another person can learn from the other person. You see what I'm saying? Vice versa. So that's how hieroglyphs work. When you're looking at these hieroglyphs, that's what you're seeing. You're seeing the perception of another god / goddess who once walked the planet. You see what I'm saying? And so that's what this story is all about. It's all about you and them, because when they walked the planet at that time, you see what I'm saying, and what was going on, what was happening, and they wrote it down. Even the gods and goddesses are just bow suits for them. Even the gods and goddesses or the deities that you see in these stories are literally just you reminding you of yourself and the power that you wield. You see what I'm saying? So that's all this is, just a study of you, the study of the physical body, the human body, or at that time the God body, because everybody was gods and goddesses at the time. You see what I'm saying? So they just recorded it, put it in pyramids, which were learning centers. You see what I'm saying? They were learning centers at these times. Look, Brian, they were learning centers. So of course, that's why these hieroglyphs on the wall. That was one of the forms of study. Well, what up, Blake? So since that was one of the forms of study at this time, of course they had hieroglyphs on the wall. It's just logic, because they was teaching through the hieroglyphs. Like this is what ancestor such and such and such seen, and now I want you to project your consciousness into it and see what they seen and learn what they learned. And then I want you to tell us what you seen through your own hieroglyph, and then they would draw out their hieroglyphs of what they experienced through their journey. You see what I'm saying? Hold on, y'all. There we go. Yeah, through their journey. So this is what this is about. This is what this is about. So of course, things happen on the planet. Shit evolved. Mythology evolved. Until we got to this time period here, where we have now left the pyramids or learning centers of / mystery schools of ancient Egypt, ancient America and Asia, ancient India and Europe, ancient Australia, Lemuria, Atlantis, and now here we are in America, present day. Now, of course, these deities will find a way again to take upon themselves to write their energies back into the consciousness of the people. Now it said in 1933, the first known recorded comic now was known as the Yellow Kid, which I found to be funny. Oh, it's the Yellow Kid because he was just wearing a yellow outfit. So now we tapping into the solar plexus. We tapping into your personal power, the subconscious mind. And so the guy by the name of Malcolm Wheeler Nicholson began to create these comics that would later on be called DC Comics. And these guys would tell you, like, we would have dreams of these beings, you know, dark-skinned, melanated beings, and they wearing like these outfits. They look like to me, they're god or goddess, but in my mind, they say the word superhero or superhero. So they gave them the word superhero, and they just changed the U into superhero. And so they got inspired, you know, them studying our mystery systems, them getting the information, because they was part of the Illuminati or whatever. And they would show them these stories, our old stories, and they would get inspired. So they brought their energy they put their energy into their comics. And just like how our stories told, our hieroglyphic stories told of the times of what was going on, of course, DC Comics would also do that. And they became very powerful, especially through World War II. You see what I'm saying? They call it the golden age of comics, which is true. Because a comic is a burst of energy that's hitting you and through story format. Because we all know that metaphysics is the most powerful. That is the most powerful when it's being embedded in a story. You see what I'm saying? When it's in motion, when something is happening, when a being is embodying the energies to do this and to do that. You see what I'm saying? So this golden age happened during World War II. So all type of political things happen. You got Aquaman over here. You got Superman. You got Wonder Woman. You got Green Lantern over here. You got Iron Man. We're gonna get to Marvel in a second. But you got let's see here, Batman. You got the Flash. You got Green Lantern. You see what I'm saying? Some of the original stories that would come up. Superman, I think, being the first one of the DC Comics. You see what I'm saying? So you would read these stories and you would get inspired. You see what I'm saying? You'd be like, oh, snap. So there's a hero in me too. If you just got, most people get on an intellectual level instead of a magical level. But that's good enough for their time. That was good enough because we were still in a down cycle. So people get inspired, and like their superheroes, they would go out and do amazing things. You see what I'm saying? So later on down the road, what happened? In 1950s, the Silver Age of Comics happened with Stan Lee and his homie. Stan Lee and his homie will go on to produce Marvel. Now, out of Marvel came some heavy hitters. You got Captain America. Ooh, Captain America was the first one. You see what I'm saying? You got Iron Man and Thor and Black Widow and Hawkeye. The Avengers, basically. Hulk. You see what I'm saying? The Avengers. If DC gave you Justice League, then Marvel gave you the Avengers. That's their version of it. Just a bunch of beings or deities running around coming together to do different things. You see what I'm saying? That's what this story was about. And they had supervillains that they had to fight. Who are these supervillains? They were super sets or super soots. You see what I'm saying? Always showing you the shadow aspect. You see what I'm saying? Always helping the superhero out with their blind spots. Like, nah, you still don't get it. This shit here fucked up, and I need you to see that this shit here fucked up. Don't forget that. And so, of course, these revelations from these supervillains would produce all manner of heroes, like Venom, like anti-heroes. You got renegades now. You got vigilantes now, because of their education from the supervillains. They start adopting a more balanced perception. You see what I'm saying? Of reality. So that's their role the supervillains had to play in. And of course, the 1950s, one of America's favorite times, the 50s and the 60s and the 70s would be one of the most explosive times thanks to the revolutions that was happening at the time. See what I'm saying? Black Panther Party, hippies, Nation of Islam, and all the other political groups at the time that was fighting for change. You see what I'm saying? So of course, the things that these people were seeing inspired great works of our comics. Cause comics, you need the comics, the mythologists, you need the mythologists to help get you through the day. You see what I'm saying? Like, the struggles is real out here. So when you go home, you don't want to watch no bullshit. You don't want to watch nothing heavy. You just want to watch. You just want to read some light, some happy, something enjoyable. You see what I'm saying? Something that will inspire the imagination. You see what I'm saying? That will recharge you. That will recharge your soul and your mind. So this is where comics came in. Comics solved their problem. So you get that a lot. You get that a lot throughout the 50s, 60s, and 70s. Now, in the 80s, something else will start happening. The comic books would enter their silver age. The DC comic era was the golden age. The Marvel era, which lasted from the 50s and 60s and 70s, was the silver age. Now the 80s would do something new. You see what I'm saying? They would clash with each other. Marvel versus DC. Because they the two baddest companies out there now at this point. They would clash with each other. Why would they clash? Why would two superhero groups clash? They clashed because you needed that friction. At the time, the 80s was a lot better than the 60s, 70s, 60s, and 50s, but you had this drug epidemic in the 80s. You see what I'm saying? That was real bad. So people was pretty much out of their minds at this point. So the heroes started to clash, started to create friction to show you like, hey, you gotta, pay attention to what the fuck happening. When you clash like this, when you put these drugs inside of you, this depletes your energy and causes you to go crazy. And so they were showing that in the TV shows, in the cartoons, like when superheroes clash, that there's nothing to benefit from it. You see what I'm saying? So we need y'all to come out of this drug era, this drug reign, and whatever. You see what I'm saying? Before you lose yourselves. Don't forget about the revolution. But at that point, a lot of people was on drugs or drug dealing, and they didn't give a fuck about the revolution no more. They didn't give a fuck about the fight no more. So Marvel and DC, when they battled each other to show you what happens when you let these drugs, these frequencies bring you back down, and you start to regress and fall apart. What happened when they clashed? The worlds got destroyed that they was clashing on. Shit got fucked up. Shit fell apart. You see what I'm saying? You will see this a lot. What's up, Miss Mimi? You will see this a lot. You see what I'm saying? The world around them got destroyed. You see, everything fell apart, and you will see this a lot in the 80s and early 90s. A lot. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? So it's getting down. What's up, Preston? So it's going down. So what happened? What would start happening in the late 90s? They would take the Bronze Age, cause they had the Golden Age, they had the Silver Age. The 80s was the war, the Civil War between superheroes. Now 90s will spark the Bronze Age. And what happened in the Bronze Age, which was set up for this age here, it will spark the Bronze Age for comics again. But now they take the comics and put it on the big screen, with your Blades, with your Spawns, with your Man of Steel, with your Spider-Man, hell, even the Matrix. You see what I'm saying? These stories, these superhero stories will hit the big screen. Of course, Blade was a hit. Spawn was a hit. Man of Steel was alright. Spider-Man, of course, Spider-Man always gonna be a hit. He was too much of a love character. So these superheroes would these first stage, and we're gonna talk about why Blade later. We're gonna talk about him later on down the timeline of this video, this lecture. We're gonna talk about him down the road. But he would go on to set the foundation for everybody else. Because then came Spawn, then came Spider-Man, and more Spider-Mans, and Hulks, and then Captain Americas, and everybody else will start hitting the screen. You see what I'm saying? Everybody else was just, it was an explosion of the superhero mythos. You see what I'm saying? Because the deities push for that. Like, nah, this is what they on right now. So this is what we got to be with the energy. We got to come hard with this superhero energy. Because that's what the deities was. So you start seeing it hard, like around 2008, 2009. Like it went then for like 4 or 5 superhero movies to come out from 2008 to 2018. Really, they just slowed down this year. Like this is the biggest gap of superhero movies I've seen in about a decade now. For real, the biggest gap. Cause usually they got 3, 4, 5 superhero movies lined up across the year. Both DC and Marvel. You see what I'm saying? If you count both of them, because Marvel took a break at the Endgame. They gave you Spider-Man in the summer. And I don't know what they're going to do for the fall or winter. But they took a break right now. Because they got X-Men back now. So I think they're about to write them back into the story. So you about to see the X-Men come into the Avengers storyline later. So you about to see them come online. So you about to see big things. And the superhero energy is a golden age for the movies. You see what I'm saying? It's a golden age for us because we had never seen anything like this before. Usually superheroes don't get no love like that. When I was growing up, superheroes was a joke. You see what I'm saying? What's up, Ebony? Superheroes was a joke when I was growing up. You know, you watched it. It was fun or whatever, but most of the time nobody paid attention to DC and Marvel like that. You see what I'm saying? They didn't garner attention for real till the movies got popular. And Blade really started this shit for real. And we're gonna talk about his energy later, like I said. But he really made this popular. Although you had other superhero movies before that, like Meteor Man. You see what I'm saying? But he the first Marvel movie that got popular. Then came Spider-Man and Spawn and the Hulk and all of them. You see what I'm saying? But he opened that gateway, that portal. You see what I'm saying? For this energy to build up. Cause I think Blade came out in like, what, 96, 97? I think 97. So Spawn hit the scene in 99. And then Spider-Man came out in either 2000, 2001. And then the rest was fucking history. So you talking about a 20-year buildup. You see what I'm saying? A 20-year buildup of superhero movies. Then DC got in on it. Of course, hell, shit, after a while, they was like, damn. Because they didn't even know whether it was going to work. So they just sit back and let Marvel do the work. Then once they seen the formulas and everything, then they got on it. You see what I'm saying? Then they started making their movies real hard and going in on it. So this is what we seeing here. This golden age of movies, which will last probably well into 2027, the way it's looking. They don't look like they showing no signs of slowing down because DC getting ready to speed up. Yeah, they just approved season 3 of Black Lightning. So you seeing it. You're gonna be seeing it all through the show. That's gonna blow your mind. You see what I'm saying? So cause DC getting ready to boom. Marvel gonna take a little bit more of a break cause they setting up for phase 4. But DC getting ready to boom cause they just getting started. They putting their shit together now. They already approved for a second Aquaman and everything. So there you go. Now, well, what is this all coming towards? Well, what's happening here? What's happening here is they're trying to help us remember who we are. That's what the deities are working through these characters, these superheroes, to help us remember who we are. Because this is the time of Great Awakening. The age of the Phoenix. Hapanut. You see what I'm saying? As the Olmecs called it. Hapanut, the age of the Phoenix. The age of the resurrection. So they're trying to help us remember who we are. You see what I'm saying? So that's why when you go to these movies and you watch these superheroes do their thing, it's familiar. It's not just fun and entertaining. It's familiar. You feel like you've done this before at some point in time. Like all the shit that they doing, you feel like you've done it at some point in some distant past life. You see what I'm saying? So, and you're trying, and on some levels, you try to figure out like, what the fuck happened? Why I can't do what they can't do? Why I can't do what they can do? What my superpowers is, and that's what it's all about. You're supposed to start asking these questions, like, Where my shit at? Where my powers? Where my gifts at? Like, why are they dormant inside of me? But they have these. What do they got that they ain't got? Cause when you see these characters, a lot of them get their powers through, you know, a plethora of ways: advanced technology, freak accidents, you know, hell, just read just spiritual study like Doctor Strange. But all these different processes of them acquiring their powers is just them having their awakening, their spiritual awakening. You see what I'm saying? Their soul awakening. That's all you seeing when they acquire these powers. Because they go through the process of acquiring the powers, then they go through the process of learning how to control the powers, and then after that, they become monsters for a while, and then a villain pop up, which is their dark side, to teach them how to find balance within themselves, and then they defeat the villains and drop the body. What up, Ice? So you're gonna see this a lot. You're seeing this a lot in this story. You see what I'm saying? These stories, these myths, these super heroes and these super sets or super villains are trying to tell you something. And the message is find out who you are. Just like Billquist told Shadow Moon in season 2 of American Gods. Find out who you are. There's more to you than just this physical body and this physical world right now. You see what I'm saying? And you just doing physical shit. There's something else going on inside of you, an awakening, a power, a force that's inside of you that needs your attention. And that's what is happening here. That's the message that these characters are giving to you. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Now, what's happening here is they're evoking the inner deity inside of you. You see what I'm saying? You got a deity inside of you. A higher self, as we call it. That's another name for it. But it's really a deity. You see what I'm saying? A God. You see what I'm saying? A Buddha. Another name for it. Or your own personal Orisha that you have that is laying dormant inside of you that is calling you to come back to it so that y'all can reunite and get shit popping off in your reality. Because y'all didn't come down here for no reason. Most of us are star seeds, and we came down here to put in work to help free and ascend this planet. You see what I'm saying? That's why I feel like everybody else or all the normal beings or should I say sleep humans seem like they have enough time in their fucking life, but it seems like all the star seeds are working their ass off. That's why, because you on a mission down here. You came to put in work to free yourself and the planet and Mother Earth and her inhabitants. You see what I'm saying? So y'all all have what you would like to call objectives to complete on your path. And each objective that you complete, don't think that it's not helping Mother Earth or the Mother Heart. Every time you heal and regenerate and do work, she heal and regenerate. You see what I'm saying? Off their energy. Because you feed her just like she feeds you. She feeds you oxygen and life force and gave you a chemical biosuit to operate in. Well, you feed her. You feed her spiritual energy, insight, wisdom. You feed her experience. Because it's your experience that's being absorbed into the Mother Earth, so she can take that energy and do what she need to do to accelerate and heal quicker. You see what I'm saying? Regenerate faster, so that she can go on, and we can go, and by extension, we can go on to the higher and new Earth. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? So that's what's happening here. That's what's happening. That's what these stories are all about. So you're gonna see this a lot in these stories. You're gonna see them trying to tell you something in this storyline, and what they're gonna tell you is is fucking blowing everybody's mind. Like, damn, because people more and more starting to say, is this fucking real? And that's the point. You supposed to be questioning, is this shit fucking real? You see what I'm saying? That's why these superhero movies are so powerful. Like, damn, I wish I was them. You're supposed to feel like that. You're supposed to, these emotions are supposed to be evoked inside of you. I wish I was them. I wish I had them kind of powers. Oh, it's not just a wish, it's an opportunity. Because now you open that floodgate inside of you to access those powers for yourself. You see what I'm saying? So, and that's what's starting to happen here. That's what's starting to happen. So, that's what these stories are about. That's what these stories are about. They here to remind you of something you once knew. But along the way, coming down here, you forgot that piece of information. And so now these deities have picked up these suits for these superheroes and even the supervillains to tell you that to remind you to do one thing: remember who you are. That's the message. Remember who you are. Bill Quist gave you that message in American Gods. Go check it out. And so there you go. Now, what I'm gonna do next is the magical side of this. That's the intellectual side. But now we're about to get into some magical side here. The magical side of this here. Let's see. I'm gonna have to offset this a little bit. Yeah, that's close enough. That's close enough. Now, and y'all see it is too bright. Dim it down a little bit. Still too bright. Yeah, it's really bright, ain't it? But anyway, I'm about to read this. I call this spell the Heru Alchemy. And I'm going to release this on my page once I'm done. The Heru Alchemy. And it states this. This is what the spell states. There are 33 superheroes plus 33 deities from the old school. And this number equals 66, which adds up to 12, which adds up to 3. And 3 is the number of your higher self. This alchemical equation spell is designed to activate your superpowers / metagenetics. Because you got genetics and then you got metagenetics, which is your superhero aspect of your genetics that's been locked down. This process will take 3 to 6 months. This awakening period will begin to gain momentum in Capricorn. When nature begins to awaken and climax during Aries, this awakening period will begin to gain momentum in Capricorn. When nature begins to awaken and climax during Aries, which begins the new year of 2020. And this is officially starts the Aquarian age. Then I type from humans to gods. You see what I'm saying? So now, about that was the alchemical equation. And I'm going to release this on my page for y'all to activate y'all superhero genes and superpower. Y'all metagenetics, as it's called. So, let me set this up here. This should show up on the screen. I see no reason for it not to. Alright, let me slide over a little bit more. This is the visual side of it, of the spell. You see these? Y'all probably been noticing on my page, I've been dropping these superheroes a lot lately. And the reason why is this is the visual aspect. The relation, which tells the relationship between the deity, and the superhero. You see what I'm saying? So here we got Spike, and then we got Gale. You see what I'm saying? Spike and Gale. Then you got Oil. Her power is the ability to manipulate fire and ice. And she... Hold on. Fire and ice. And she connected to Yemiya. Because I picked her because Yemiya is the god that presides over the water, and she is a matriarch. But she's married to a Gunju, which is the Orishan deity of fire and volcanoes. And she manipulates fire and ice, because ice is nothing but frozen water. You see what I'm saying? So let's go to the next ones. Here you got Cecilia Reyes, also another deity, and she's connected to, damn, why does that keep happening? She's connected to Oba, another matriarch, very powerful. Then you got Icon, very powerful dude, even in the superhero comics, and he's connected to Olorun, the chief deity. You see what I'm saying? In the Orishan pantheon. Then you got Rocket, who is Icon's sidekick in their storyline in the DC comics, and she connected to New Net. Then you got Aqualad here, Olokun. And this is the visual grimoire for you to see it for yourself. This is M, X-Man, and she connected to the indigenous goddess Pinga. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, let's see here. Then you got Heimdall, of course, he's self-explanatory. He's his own deity. Sometimes they're in the movies, they won't even embody the character. They are the character. They are the god. You see what I'm saying? They're not embodying the god. They are the god. You see what I'm saying? The living energy. You see what I'm saying? So Heimdall. Then of course, Tessa Thompson was Valkyrie. Valkyrie, which is a goddess in Norse, one of the goddesses in Norse mythology. You got Crimson Avenger, and she's connected to Kali. Then you got Bumblebee. She's connected to, and I didn't even know this, Kolea Cab, which is a bee deity in Mayan mythology. Which is saying something. What's up, Kazak? Who is this? Brother Voodoo. It's Brother Voodoo here. And he connected to, he's connected to, he connected to Baron something, or Baron Samedi. Let's see here. Then you got the Human Torch, of course. He connected to, you either said a Gunju, but I chose Agni, Hindu god Agni, because I like Agni. Agni dope. Then you got Vixen. She connected to Bastet, of course. Then you got Spider-Man, self-explanatory. He a Nuncy. Chose American Gods version of Nuncy. And they showing you how they're using all these popular TV shows to reveal themselves and play these roles to tell you what's up. You see what I'm saying? Because Anansi, Oliver Jones did a hell of a job in American Gods. Of course, Blade, he represents Ogun. So it was the war god Ogun who Blade was embodying, who tore open their rift that would produce this golden age of superhero movies. You see what I'm saying? That he worked through Blade to open their vortex. You see what I'm saying? That's why Blade don't even get as much props as he's supposed to. He the one. He used this melanin in 3 movies, Wesley Snipes, to open his vortex, known as and he was channeling Ogun. You see what I'm saying? He was channeling Ogun. Let's see. All right, that's all on for that one. We'll go to the next group. Some of these I have already at least released. But I released them all as one set this time. Then this is just a picture of Idris Elba's Green Lantern. And of course he represents Asa or Osiris. You see what I'm saying? Which is a hell of a picture of him, by the way. I want to get some more popular images, because the more popular images, you know, resonate with you more than the older images, because they're closer to you. You see what I'm saying? Physical soul. The physical soul. And I always tell y'all the magical soul of these images, these imagery is you can project your consciousness in there to talk to these deities. So there you go. Of course, this Carl Morto. This Carl Morto here, and he is connected to the ancient Egyptian god Helka. See what I'm saying? I like this image of him because he actually, the magical force is actually bursting out of the pyramids, which I thought was dope. and his name is there too. Then you got Shuri from Black Panther, and she's channeling or embodying the Egyptian god Seshat. Well, name show up. There we go, Seshat, and she African math god of writing. She like the feminine counterpart to Tehuti. Just straight knowledge. You see what I'm saying? Oh yeah. Oh, they fucking with my shit now. Look at this. It's all blank all of a sudden. Yeah, they fucking with it now. I put them all in one place. So now they blocking it. But you had Shuri. Let me see about the other one. We'll go back to them. We'll go back to them. Then you had Spawn, who was another who helped Ogun open that vortex, and he was with Anubis. Of course, you know the death guys and the war guys are always working together. See what I'm saying? And then who you got next? You got Superman. And then you got Ra. See what I'm saying? Then you got Nubia, and she connected to Oya. So that's them. I got a few more here, but they blocking that shit. They won't load them. Let me see something here, y'all. Cause yeah, they blocking it now. Cause they don't want y'all to get this intel. Because y'all never supposed to know that these superheroes were embodying deities. Y'all never supposed to know that. You see what I'm saying? Y'all never supposed to get that intel. And now you can make that connection. Like, oh, such and such is, oh, such and such is this and such is that. See what I'm saying? So that's why they all of a sudden decided these archons all of a sudden started to block it. You see what I'm saying? Let's see. But I figured they would do something like that. So I made an extra way of getting into them. Here we have Captain America, which I'm about to go over for a second here. And he embodying the world turtle. Now, Captain America is a big one. You see what I'm saying? Because Captain America is the leader of these deities in the current mythos in the Marvel story right now. Why is that? Captain America represents Turtle Island, or America as we know it. And he's wearing what? A turtle suit. Of course, he looks just like a turtle. You see what I'm saying? Or dressed just like a turtle. And he's rocking a shield. Why is he rocking a shield? Because they represent the turtle shell. You see what I'm saying? They represent the turtle shell. And the turtle shell has 5 stars on them because this is the world turtle, so it's embodying all 5 elements, which is earth, air, fire, water, and the 5th element, which is ether or the force. And usually most 5 stars, most stars have yin and yang energies in them. So you got to find balance between all 5 elements. That's what that teaching is saying. See what I'm saying? And of course, the world turtle represents the world soul. You see what I'm saying? The literal soul of Mother Earth or Mother Heart. You see what I'm saying? And why the turtle? In indigenous teachings, the turtle carries everything on its back. Or when it gets in trouble, it ducks its head in its shell because its shell is its home. You see what I'm saying? So I dropped this in my Mysteries of Turtle Island. So I definitely wanted to go over Captain America here. See what I'm saying? He was another big one. Let's see here. Of course. Oh, now they fucking with it that way, huh? Now my phone can't connect. But that's why you have backups to backups. Let's see. Let's see here. Yeah, they blocking the rest of them, y'all. But you probably can see them. You got Starfire here. Of course, y'all probably seen the images anyway. And Starfire was connected to Wajet, Storm to Io, Io. Domino is Lakshmi, which is another big, huge character out there. Of course, Storm was a big one too. Falcon was Heru. Misty Knight was Urzuli Banta, which is the warrior aspect of the mother goddess in Haitian Vodun. See what I'm saying? In Haitian mythology. Of course, Black Panther is a Pitimac. Okoye is Minhit. You see what I'm saying? Luke Cage is Osusi. Black Lightning, of course, Shango. You already knew that one. Batman was another big one. He was Kamazot. Yeah, you won't let me show that one. But he was Kamazos, which is the Mayan god, the Mayan bat god of death, rebirth, and sacrifice. You see what I'm saying? Of course, I already showed you those. So them the last few y'all was missing. Cause, yeah, them the last few y'all missed. But I'm gonna release these anyway. So, just to show y'all this connection between the deities. Just to show y'all that. You see what I'm saying? To show y'all how these superheroes and these deities are working one and the same. And to show y'all how the cartoon realm in general is helping you. You see what I'm saying? And even these movies. These directors are being possessed by the ancestors, the ancient deities, which is us for real, to make these movies. You see what I'm saying? They ain't got nothing better to do anyway, but make these movies. So that's what's happening here. And the cartoon realm, which is the chaos realm or the realm of melanin, in their form has come back to help y'all and assist y'all, because you can do things in cartoons that you can't do in movies. See what I'm saying? Like say for example, we'll take the Looney Tunes. Yeah, Looney Tunes are a big one. We'll take the movie Space Jam, which is one of their most popular movies that I know y'all know. Who was Michael Jordan? Michael Jordan was a Jedi in training, trying to find his way. Then he got sucked into what? The Chaos realm, or the cartoon realm, or the realm of melanin. And so, who were the Looney Tunes in this movie? The Looney Tunes were the 72 angels. You see what I'm saying? And the Martians they had to face were his 72 demons. And he basically went on a process to conquer them, because the 72 angels didn't believe in themselves, and the 72 demons was fucking savages. You see what I'm saying? So that was the biggest thing about them. And so he had to literally stretch himself or go past his boundaries of what he knew was possible to break that shit. You see what I'm saying? And when Michael Jordan dunked in the goal, there was the Kundalini rising up the spine. And when he dunked, what happened for the win the game? It was an explosion. Because when your Kundalini rises out your crown chakra, it explodes. There's a combustion that happens. Because now you've exploded back into the universe as a whole, the all. You see what I'm saying? What's up, Wilka Proof? So you've exploded back into the universe of the all again. You see what I'm saying? Because I was telling y'all on my last lecture that what we call a creator is an umbrella term for all the primordial forces in existence, working in harmony with each other as one big single unified entity, which we call the creator, or what the ancient Egyptians called the all. And so what happened here? What happened here with the all? Because the creator is, like I said, is an umbrella term. Even the name by itself has words within words and meanings within meanings. Because creator, just the root word of it is create. So what happens here? Creator produces, which is the all father or all masculine, produces the creatress. You see what I'm saying? Out the word. It is a word within a word. You see what I'm saying? Sub words. See what I'm saying? The creatress, which is the all mother and all feminine. And what the two energies produce when they come together? They produce the all child or the all son. And the son is nothing but a soul. And like contrary to popular belief, the sun is not masculine. The sun is androgynous. Because the sun, the shiny part of the surface of the sun, is the masculine energy. But inside of each sun is a black melanated intelligence or carbon intelligence, which is feminine in nature. And this is what we know is the black sun, or the sun within the sun. So that's why the soul is androgynous. You see what I'm saying? So the cartoons, the DC, Marvel, the superheroes or heroes, the super villains or super sets or suits are all coming together to remind you of one thing, and that is to remember who you are. That's the message for this lecture. From humans to gods. That's what it's all about. Going from the human-led consciousness and transmuting it into the golden God consciousness. And that's alchemy. Spiritual internal alchemy. So, with that being said, that pretty much ends this lecture. Do y'all have any questions? I put my image back up here so y'all can see them while y'all put your questions up there. DC and Marvel. Do y'all have any questions? Make sure I hit everything. Yep. Bruh, man, Matthews, great lecture. They really dropped signs in the new Godzilla. The storylines about the return of the great ones, the Titans awakening to save this planet. Of course, I didn't even have to watch that movie to figure that shit out. Like, all the Titans reawoken, which are all different aspects of yourself. The most fiercest one was the dragon, which is your Kundalini energy. So who they went to go get? They went and got Godzilla, which is the reptilian mind. The mind of survival to go to war with the dragon. You see what I'm saying? Cause the dragon is just your Kundalini force that erupted out of the volcano or your root chakra. You see what I'm saying? So it's just the same old shit. And the movie was all about trying to shut them down, of course. Or if they couldn't shut it down, try to control it. So Khalil Leslie, is the sky gonna turn purple after the 21st? That's what word on the street is. That's what word on the street is. One of the things that's supposed to be taking place after the 21st, because you know it's the end of the 400-year curse, or this 400-year process that was prophesied by an indigenous shaman out there, and what we know today is L.A. or Los Angeles doing 1619, and it just so happened to be September 21st. We told him, y'all sorry, motherfucker, got 400 years to do your dirt. After that, we coming for that ass. So we coming to see you. So that's what's happening. And the cosmic forces are booming right now. Cause like my boy Brother Wilson said, they think space is cold. Nah, space is liquid heat. It's liquid fire. You see what I'm saying? It's dark fire. Cause can't think of a Hindu deity name or the Hindu god name, but he was an aspect of Shiva off the top of my head. But it's in the movie Wrath of Vajra. And it's a kung fu movie. And in that movie, this deity literally holding a black flame in his hand, which is what space look like. It's a black flame. Cause space is nothing but combustion of atomic particles. You see what I'm saying? On a macrocosmic level. So of course it's hot. It's nothing but shit blowing up all day and creating. And shit being destroyed and shit being preserved. You see what I'm saying? That's God. G-O-D. Generating, organizing, and destroying. That's why we call it God. And you, the self-aware being, the self-aware God, is here to refine your godhood. That's the alchemical process. Cause you got the microcosmic atomic world and the macrocosmic universe out there. You see what I'm saying? Your sun is just as alive as you are, because your sun is your soul manifested on the physical plane. And here is many suns for real, it's 4 sons of God. We're solar beings living in those suns that has come back, as they so told you. That was prophesied. It's in the Bible. The sons of God that will return. It's in the book of Enoch. These sons of God is coming back. These primordial beings, these solar beings, who are literally part of what we call the solar alliance. And the solar alliance is intergalactic and / interdimensional conglomerate of solar beings. You see what I'm saying? So there you go, Khalil. Hope that helps. So yeah, shit gonna be popping off after the 21st. That's why I just gave y'all this spell to activate your superpowers. You see what I'm saying? This hair root alchemy. Cause y'all gonna need them now. Shit about to get real. Cause you don't have guns like that. If you do, you got a limited amount of bullets. So you can't depend on that. You can get you a sword, but motherfuckers got guns. And you never bring swords to a gunfight. That's just common logic. So what gonna top the gun? Your magic. You see what I'm saying? Your soul power, your mana, your life force, your chi, the force. You see what I'm saying? Your psi energy, your psionic mental powers, your fireballs. Here, you supposed to be the bang baby around here. They talking about in Black Lightning. You see what I'm saying? You that, or the green baby. You see what I'm saying? It's bang baby in Static Shock, but it's green babies in Black Lightning. You see what I'm saying? So you them. You these here. These beings here, that's you. They just reminded you that you have them inside of you and that you can access them, call on them, and bring forth them anytime you choose to, as long as you are willing to walk this path. You see what I'm saying? Go within and walk the way. So that's what this is about. That's what it's all come down to. So, any other questions before I get up out of here? Sherry Hatal Ganesh. Yeah, Ganesha. Yeah. And that thing that the Hindu elephant did until prosperity. So yeah, these forces are already inside of you. This is nothing new. The only thing new about it is your remembrance of it. That's the only thing that's new. Your remembrance. You forgot what you are, and now you're starting to remember who you are through this alchemical process. You see what I'm saying? Of awakening. So ain't other questions. Khalil Leslie, Black Lightning is awesome, true. So any other questions? All right, people. I'm Marvin Jones. Y'all put the word out. Share this with your friends. Let them know what's going on. Let them know what's out there. Let them know who they are, which is the message after this lecture. You see what I'm saying? This is the message of this lecture. Find out who you are in the great words of Mother Goddess Beatrice, which is the actual real goddess, by the way. So yeah. Find out who you are. It's the message of this lecture. So y'all check out my YouTube channel. All my lectures on there, in one place where y'all don't have to scroll through this fucking ugly place we know it's Facebook and all the crazy shit going on in here. So check it out. And I'm out. Peace.